Hello and welcome back to Around the Block. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm looking forward to today's episode where we travel back to Hungary to take on Puskás Academy in the Champions League, as well as also playing against Bayern Munich and Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. Also, plenty of you in the comment section noticing my moustache. It's just because I've not shaved for a day, or two, or a week. 2 weeks maybe. No, it's about 10 days. I think it's about 10 days since I last shaved. So this is impressive for 10 days for me, but it'll be gone tomorrow, don't worry. Either way, we are unbeaten so far this season. I'm sure we saw a few of these results last time as we zoomed through to get to that Champions League group stage draw. But just to recap things, you were last here for that 1-0 loss to Paris Saint-Germain in the European Super Cup, unfortunately losing that game. But since then, we have won 2-1 against Schalke in the Bundesliga, 4-0 against Bayer Leverkusen, 2-0 against Cologne, 4-2 against Werder Bremen, and then last time out, a 2-1 victory in our opening Champions League game against Benfica. Konstantin and Ruslan Nikolaev, who've scored quite a few goals already this season. That's his third of the season. He's doing very well for himself. Lukas Rogler is up to 6, I think, in 4 league games as well, which is fantastic. So we've had some really good success with the new wing-backs, obviously, because we've not lost a game yet. We are maybe conceding or being a bit, we're letting through a little bit at the back. Particularly in the Werder Bremen and Benfica game, we're having a few too many shots against us. But I think that the concept is working quite nicely. And of course, Nikolaev is scoring quite a few goals as well, which is good. Today, though, is the real proper test if wing-backs are going to work. Because Bayern Munich and Wolfsburg are both decent teams, currently sitting second and third in the table, because we are currently first in the table, which is great to see. 4 wins from 4 games, 12 points on the board. Both Bayern and Wolfsburg have 10 points, so beating them today is proof of concept that our new formation with wing-backs is a winner for us. Obviously, Puskás right at the end of this. I want them to win, because I want them to go through to the later stage of the Champions League, but first and foremost, it is our responsibility as the manager of RB Leipzig. Of course, we want to win the Champions League, is to get through ourselves, so it's a tough mindset to go through this game. Either way, Bayern Munich coming up first. This is the team we're going to go for with Andre Luis in goal, Blažević, Dopatka and Diogo at centre-back, with Nikolaev and Karapisi in the wing-back positions. Dorbel and Clan make up that midfield duo, with Kidrich just ahead of them with Rogler, and the big double C taking up the striker roles today. I should say as well, as I'm just entering into the game now, we did sign another goalkeeper for £1.7 million, but he's only a backup goalkeeper, isn't really going to be used at all, in case Andre Luis maybe gets injured, but he shouldn't do. But we've got a backup goalkeeper now, which is good. Right then, kickoff is upon us, which is fantastic. Hopefully a big result against Bayern. If we can beat them away from home, it does prove, at least in my opinion, that our new formation is a winning formula, and we might be able to get a Bundesliga and a Champions League out of this season. I think we have got a team that's good enough. You look at some players like Andre Luis, you look at, in fact, all 3 of our centre-backs are incredibly good. Rogler's really good. We maybe lack a little bit in centre of midfield, but we've got young guys in there who are only going to get better with a couple seasons' time. So I think we've got a really big, good squad here that we can do a lot of good stuff with as we nearly concede a goal there. I'm not sure how we didn't concede there. Bayern Munich really wasting the opportunity, but that was terribly defensive for us. Corner for us though, Clan to put it in the middle. Rogler, Dopatka hits the crossbar, the big double C gets the rebound. It goes in the back of the net and it does stand. I thought it might be a little bit offside there, but the big double C, Konstantin with his 4th goal of the season, already doing much better than last season. Dopatka with a big volley there, just bounced for the crossbar, falls nicely. The big double C starts throwing his arms around. You love to see it either way. Nikolaev has got a knock, potential thigh injury. Should be able to play through it though, which is nice to see as Bayern Munich put their corner over the bar. Free kick for us on the left-hand side of the right-hand side, left-hand side, our attacking right-hand side, their defensive left-hand side of the pitch. It doesn't quite go to plan, but we do regain possession as Blažević into Dorbel. Dorbel back to Blažević, get a bit more centrally, find someone in a bit of space, out wide. There we go, Karapisi with that space in the area. Rogler, header, collected by the keeper. Worryingly, the highlight is continuing though, which you hate to see because it's a long highlight, which pretty much means there's going to be a goal at the end of it. Usually when you've got long highlights like this with a few attacks, and it's going to be for Bayern Munich, and it wasn't a goal. Andre Luis with a very good save there, but we are leaving some gaps at the back. And this is what I mean. Yes, we have won our games, but there are gaps at the back that we are leaving that Andre Luis is having to sort of pick up a little bit, which I'm not a huge fan of. I want us to be a bit more solid at the back, not allow so many shots to come in. And here we go, like another opportunity there. Ansu Fati putting that one over the bar for Bayern Munich. The way they're playing, you've got to think a goal is coming at some point because we are just letting them through a little bit too much for my liking. But of course, the only stats and metric that really matters is the scoreline. And right now, we're winning it 1-0. So that's good. but we need to be better. And obviously we are on attacking right now, and our wing backs are on attacking roles as well. So potentially that is, the weakness there. We are slightly too attacking. So now we're on the look. Let's just drop it down to positive and maybe move our wing backs back to support. But being on attacking has worked wonders for us so far this season. We started off actually, I think, on balanced. And then I thought, no, let's actually be a bit more aggressive. Let's be a bit more attacking. And it's worked pretty well in the league so far. And as it's working all right for us in today's game, as we are winning 1-0. But as we concede one there, that should not have gone in the back of the net. As I was saying, the goal was coming at some point from Bayern Munich. They do look the slightly stronger of the two sides, or at least they've made the better of the chances. So they look a bit better with that regard. But Diogo should have done better then. Blazevic's header was terrible. It was a bit of a mix-up there from two players that I'd say are the best centre-backs in the league. Clearly, they weren't there, were they? Rogler not playing particularly well today, actually. I think we're going to take him off for Thaddeus Igalo. Let's give him a shot in today's game. Nikolaev also playing poorly and is slightly injured. Can Buncevic play wing-back? Not really. He kind of can. Let's move on to... In fact, let's keep on attacking, actually. We need to score another goal, so let's keep these guys on attacking, but... this is why we had to get proper wing backs in, such as Carapisi. He's not, the best wing back in the world, but will be very soon. He's only 19 years old. Of course, we brought in one of Real Madrid's finest in Nikolaev there to come on that left hand side. And he's been fantastic for us so far this season. We've had dividends off that, but we do need to maybe get just a better backup in there in that actual role than who are we talking about? I can't remember his name now. Harash Buncevic. I don't know how I forgot that. He's a superb left back. When it comes to a bit more attacking plays, maybe not quite where we want him to be for this formation to work. But hopefully he'll do something well for us, as we've again nearly conceded a goal there. I think Bayern, on large, are probably the better team, and potentially they're one of the only teams that can really get this formation that we've got to work to their advantage a little bit. They know how to work it well, whereas we are maybe not using. I don't know. I think maybe against the biggest teams, this might not be the most effective. But we haven't lost. There's a minute left. Let's go attacking. Let's say get creative out there. We could change this still. This could all go to plan. We could sneak a winner right at the end. Unfortunately, though, we might lose it as. Oh, we do lose it. And it's so annoying that. But at the same time, I think Bayern did deserve it, really. If we're being honest with ourselves, I think Bayern did deserve it. I think maybe we need to just come up with something slightly different against these bigger teams. But, that's a hard one to take. So we dropped off the top of the table. We're now a point behind Bayern Munich. But if we can just keep with them, just keep at that pace... keep within a point or two of Bayern Munich or a point ahead of them or something like that, we could be on for a title win this season. Nikolaev out for 1 to 2 days with a tight thigh, not too bad, but obviously had to come off in that game because he wasn't playing particularly well. We've got a week off before the Wolfsburg game, and then I imagine 3 or 4 days off after that to prepare for the game against Puskás Academy. So I will whiz through this. We'll come back for the Wolfsburg game very shortly. Tell you who we do need to get rid of. Now, I've neglected this person. This is why I now realise that apparently C06 wants to leave the club on a free transfer. Now, Katsikas wants to go out on loan, and I said, yeah, that's fine. And then sort of looked at him and thought, actually, you're worth keeping at the club for a little bit as a backup player. But obviously we didn't sell him or get him on loan. So now he's very cross with us, and now he's come to me and said he wants to leave on a free transfer. So and I couldn't say to him, there was no option to say, actually, I want to keep you and play you. There was no option to do that, which was a bit annoying. So now he's very cross with us. And there's another player very cross with us, which I'll talk about in a second. He's considering his future at the club. Let's discuss the issue with him. I don't want to. I want him to play him. But it's annoying. That's fair. I won't be looking to sell you early. So okay, I'll say that. And he says, I don't know what I've agreed to there. What did I agree to? We'll part ways when your deal expires. So I mean that's fine. We'll keep him as a backup player for the next this season, but he wants to leave on a free transfer, so we might have to sell him in January maybe. But another player that I wanted to sell, Garrett, our third choice left back. I completely forgot about him, never got around to selling him. Now I didn't pick him for our Champions League squad. I had to pick the Champions League squad. He wasn't in it because we had limitations on who we could pick, so he missed out on it. And you probably would have seen on Twitter, because I put it as a tweet earlier on, he got so cross about that to the point where he made the entire team cross with me. I had to have a big team meeting about this. So I'll put the screenshot on now if I can get it up as well. Like, it was bad. It was very bad. Oh, well, looks like you are going to meet our new backup goalkeeper, because Andre Luis is now out for 3 to 4 weeks with a groin strain, which isn't great, obviously. Luckily, we bought a backup goalkeeper, if we can find him. Here he is, Peter Rock. Peter Rock comes in. We bought him for £1.7 million from Sevilla, actually. We played very poorly last season, but was cheap and looks okay. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but he's just not an Andre Luis. But we're going to see what he's made of in the next few games then, apparently. So it looks like Wolfsburg won their last game. They had a game in hand on us. So they moved up to second in the table. We're now down to third because they're also on 13 points. So this suddenly becomes a really big game that we need to be winning, this one coming up. The board want to discuss my contract as well, apparently. All the big news kicking off in today's episode. Now, if I'm honest with you, profile, my contract finishes at the end of the season. Do I want to discuss this now? I tell you what, I can say yes now, can't I? I can always resign at some point, can't I? I can always resign at some point, so that's not a big deal. I should probably get the contract for security more than anything else. But I think the plan is, you know, once because this is probably the best chance we're going to get at winning a Champions League with this team, is probably to move on once we win a Champions League. I want to go back to Russia because I've got some unfinished business there. I want to win the Russian Premier League and I want to put CSK Moscow in their place. Ideally, I want to be doing that with their biggest rival, Spartak Moscow, as well. That would just be nice for me. But I think we all pretty much know what the current plans are in place, what they expect from us, and think they want to expand the stadium. Oh yeah, the stadium is being expanded. I did put this on Twitter as well. It might have been last week, actually. General fitness and facilities, it is currently being expanded by an extra 13,000 seats. So that's something that's happening right now, which you may or may not have seen on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on there at TomFM_YT. I post loads of stuff about this on there every now and again, from like in between episodes where I just take screenshots of stuff like stadium expansion. But let's sign a new contract anyway. It's absolutely a 5-year deal. I don't really want to be like tied down for that long, but I can resign at any time, can't I? Tom, calm down. Saying that though, yeah, because I'm not going to leave this club for anywhere else. Like I was thinking, suddenly like release fee clauses, which clubs they want to buy me out my contracts. But if I was going to leave this club, it'd be after I win a Champions League and actually resign from the club. So that's nothing to worry about. Also, want to explore one or two other little countries, maybe, but I feel like because the new, obviously, football season starts in September, I feel like getting an updated database for when the actual season starts to sort of take us through until when FM21 comes out around September is quite good. So like another month and a half on this save maybe, and then we might be done with it. Only going to make one change for this. Obviously, it's going to be Andre Luis off and Peter Rock onto the pitch, because obviously Andre Luis out injured, which isn't great for us. Also might bring Murovski on for Dorbel for this game, just to see if he performs any better. I mean, they're both very, very similar, Dorbel and Murovski. There's not much in it between these two players. If we compare the two of them, for example, if we can find Dorbel, there we go. It's very, very similar. Murovski's just slightly better in the air and his technical ability, just because he's taller and a bit older, I would imagine, as well. But in terms of speed and physicality, then Dorbel's got that in the bag and things like that. So very similar players, but I obviously Dorbel being 21 years old, Murovski being 24, thought he was a lot older than that. Dorbel's got a bit more room to grow. So I feel like Dorbel should be the man we go for heading forward. Either way, kickoff is upon us, which you love to see. Today, Murovski's got to prove himself to be the starter, and hopefully this formation works a bit better against Wolfsburg than it did against Bayern. But with 35 minutes gone in the first half, not a single highlight, it's maybe not working quite as well. Potentially a few tweaks are needed to this formation for it to work against the stronger teams. I thought it would work quite well against stronger teams, considering it is, I'd say, slightly more defensive than what we've usually gone for, like with the 4-2-3-1s and things like that. But for some reason, like, I don't know, maybe against these top teams, it might not be the one to go for, potentially. Obviously, more testing is going to be needed with that, as we're now 65 minutes through today's game without a goal, which I find baffling. Jan Sarman, we're going to bring the youngster onto the pitch. It's for his debut, actually, which is maybe a little bit risky doing this, but we're going to bring him on for his debut as an advanced forward. Rogler can be that pressing forward on attack as well. In fact, Rogler is both-footed, which is fine. Sarman is actually right-footed, so we should probably swap these two over so Sarman can play on his right foot a little more. Roman Clan not in the best of games either, so Carlos Alberto will come on for him in the centre of midfield. And Carapisi this time not in a great game, so all three subs at the same time as Ferraro comes on for him with 25 minutes to go. Much better defensively, I feel, in this game, because obviously we've not had Wolfsburg have any highlights. But for us, as I say that, they've got one, which I'm sure they're going to score. They're not. Good collection by Rock there. Good for him to get a clean sheet on his first game, if that's going to happen. Yeah, that'd be great for him as Blažević gets it out wide. Why are we not playing it out wide here? Lads, come on, get it out wide. Ferraro then loses possession because we've panicked a little bit there, but we do win it back nicely. Kidrich through to Jan Sarman. Jan Sarman brought down in the area. Not a penalty. That's a little bit bizarre. Throw in. What was that? I don't know what the highlight was for then, because that highlight was just to have one, maybe. Just to have one in the game. That might have been what they wanted. Let's get creative. Let's go very attacking. Come on. We need a goal at the end of this game just to give us 3 points in the league. We need those 3 points to not fall behind Bayern Munich. Unfortunately, it's a 0-0 draw, which actually isn't too... I say that's not too bad. Bayern Munich haven't played their game yet, so they've got their game in hand. They could go quite far ahead of us, 3 points ahead of us, which is a long way. But it is good, though, that our new goalkeeper has come back with a clean sheet. Obviously not too worrying there for Andre Luis. We've got 2 days off then before the game against Puskás Academy, which is very strange to be going back there to play against them. But I'm looking forward to that one. Rogler wants a new contract. Diogo also wants... Everyone wants new contracts constantly, so I'm going to ignore it for a little bit. Saying that, let's discuss it and say to him, well, he doesn't want to talk about it anymore. That's fine. We just had a little chat with him. He says, no, it's fine. Let's not talk about it. Diogo then, let's talk to him about it. And he's done the same thing. Excellent. Excellent. Don't shy away from this, Tom. Embrace it, because they fear you. Either way, what we'll do very quickly is just rest everyone very quickly. Training, rest, 1 day. Excellent. Bayern Munich about to play Stuttgart. Stuttgart, please beat them for us. Please. What are they going to do? They haven't played yet. Please beat them. Please beat them for us. That'd be magnificent. And they did. Oh, fantastic stuff. So actually, we are ahead of Bayern Munich now on goals scored by looks of things. We've all got 8 goal difference here, but we've got plus 13 goals for, and obviously Wolfsburg are points ahead of us. So not a bad episode, actually, when you consider everyone's result. We could have picked up 6 points rather than just 1 point, though. That would have been a lot better. So for the game against Puskás, I am tempted to do a little bit of rotation just because we are a much better team than Puskás Academy, and as much as I don't mind losing to them, that's what I don't mind losing to Puskás Academy, because I'd like them to go quite far in Europe and things like that. So I don't mind losing to them, actually. So I'm happy to rotate and to focus on the league as well a little bit, but also at the same time to maybe help Puskás win. So what I might do actually is start Thaddeus Igalo and Jan Sarman together. Jan can be the advanced forward, Thaddeus can be that pressing forward on attack as well. Aruda unfortunately didn't have enough room to be registered for the Champions League, so he'll be missing out, which is a bit of a shame, I must say. But Dorbal can come back on for Morovsky and Carlos Alberto for Clan. Let's also bring Ferraro on for Carapisi. Let's bring on the new defender that I cannot pronounce properly, Stojanovic. Someone told me to pronounce it in the comment section last time, but I've completely forgotten that as well, so that's an issue. I'm also here as well. I guess Kelly Deroux can also come on, swap these two over. They can play nicely like that. So let's leave Depaka on because he needs the game time as a youngster. But that looks like a good team to me. Should still win the game, but might give Puskás Academy a chance to get 3 points on the board, which I wouldn't mind really. So are there any names that we recognise here? Zoltan Kulskar is one of them. He was a youth player when we were there, and I think we gave him a few opportunities to play, if I remember rightly. When was I manager? I was manager of Puskás from 24 to 27, ended that 27 season. Forgot I was very briefly the Croatia manager as well at one point, and had to give that up to be the Partizan manager, which is fair enough. Kulskar, we had him in the season. I sent him on loan and then actually played him for 14 games that season, which is decent. So well done me. He's now a staple part of this squad that routinely actually gets to the Champions League, Puskás Academy. Other than that, I don't recognise... Oh, Serafimovsky in goal. Serafimovsky is still there. He was a star player for us that we bought in our first title winning season. He's gone on to win quite a few titles with Puskás since then. But that's enough reminiscing. That's the Puskás team. We recognise 2 players in there, which is actually quite nice considering that we've not been there for quite a few seasons. It's time to get into the game. Unfortunately, we're not playing in Puskás Stadium because it's not big enough for the Champions League. They have expanded it, but it's only 6,000 seats, which isn't big enough. So they've got to play in Ferencvaros's stadium, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth for those guys as well. I won't lie to you, I'll celebrate if both teams score. I'm not too fussed about who scores and whatnot. I'd celebrate, as of course Thaddeus Igalo wasn't actually a player at Puskás Academy, was he? He was partisan Thaddeus Igalo, but he gets the first goal of the game. I don't think we have any Puskás players with us, actually. Obviously, apart from Shitty Gel, but he's not actually with the club anymore right now because he keeps getting sacked by someone who I never found out who. We sacked our director of football thinking it could be him, but it might not have been him. We just don't know who sacked him. Not just once, twice. We got him back, didn't we? And then, of course, he got sacked again very bizarrely. But we'll keep an eye out on Shitty Gel. We'll get him back at some point, but we do actually have a proper assistant manager. I say proper, a different assistant manager in at the moment, which is I suppose good for the club overall. But Shitty Gel will come back in one form or another once he's got over this contract dispute and wants to come back to the club. Although by that point, we might have moved elsewhere. So that obviously the job for assistant manager comes up for him elsewhere. But as we head into the break, we are 1-0 up against Puskás. Not really seeing much from them, but they are actually playing better than us right now, which is good. That bodes well for Puskás going forward, I think. And if they can just get 2 goals in the second half, that'll be fantastic. I know I'm talking like I'm their manager right now, but there's a part of me that has fallen in love with Puskás Academy, and I want them to do well. Despite their in real life, they're a bit of a play toy of the president, who obviously isn't the best person in the world. Let's say that. In strictly football manager terms, Puskás are one of my favourite teams now. Just one of my favourite teams because of this. I think Nikolic as well. Nikolic has just come on for, I think he's just come on for Puskás Academy. Wasn't he one of our, did we sign him as well? Nikolic? No, we didn't. I'm imagining things. To be fair, it's a common name. There probably are quite a few Nikoliches around. Anyone off the bench, I know? No, I don't recognise anyone off the bench. Kovacs? I think I'm thinking of Janos Kovacs. Or no, we did have him. He just never played for us in the first team. We did have him, though. That's why I recognise the name. Also did recognise Janos Kovacs, who used to play for Lincoln City back in the day as well. So that's just the name, I've got to say, I have been pleased with how Puskás are playing. You know, they're doing well. They've won a few league titles along the way. They're routinely in Champions League football, and I thought they were going to score then. Rock, you're not meant to be very good. You should have considered that one for them. I won't lie. It's a little bit of a shame that we are about to win this game, actually. I'll try harder next time to lose it. If we have already qualified from the group, I'd like Puskás to at least come third. Either way, though, it is a win. We've got £2.3 million for winning that. Thaddeus Igalo gets his goal, which is very good for him and his morale. Obviously, he didn't play very well last season to the point where we actually sent him out on loan. But this season so far, already picking up 5 goals, 3 in the Cup, 1 in the League, 1 in the Champions League, which is great for him so far. Ideally, these two teams draw. So that gives us breathing room at the top of the group and also gives Puskás Academy a bit of room to get into third place. So a draw for these two would be good as Madrid win it 1-0. Okay. Well, that's good for Puskás because third place is more freely available for them, I guess. But I want them to qualify alongside us. Somehow Real Madrid, I need them to lose every single game now. Is this where we go to add new manager and just ruin Real Madrid so Puskás can get through? That's the temptation's there. Either way, next episode, I think we push through to this second game against Real Madrid and also play Borussia Mönchengladbach just before that as well, because obviously they are the current title holders, so that will be an interesting game to play. So that's going to come up for you next episode. So thank you ever so much for watching today. I hope you have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, drop a like on the video for me, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.